behind vacant eyes. They build up their walls so high and so strong, but the truth's gonna break through before too long. Every single day, the same damn old game, pointing all the fingers, nobody takes the blame. This pressure's building, this
Good morning, Adrian. Thank you for that heart,
back now, ain't no holding back. I'm about to say it, yeah, I'm about to scream. Tired of the fake smiles, living in a dream. The real life's bleeding out in the cold. Gotta break the mold, gotta let it unfold. I'm about to say it, every single word. The uncomfortable truth finally gonna be heard. I'm gonna say it.
Adrian, I appreciate that. Give me the heat. I appreciate that so much, bestie. Jenny, bestie, I'm glad you made it in today. You know, our theme song has never resonated so much. Don't get me wrong, every day it resonates. But today is a different day. It's 24 years ago. What you see here on the background happening. And I think everybody can remember where they were or where they was when this happened. I can still vividly remember watching the news reporting this tragedy that happened right here on September 11th. 2001, and I still can hear the thud from people leaping out of the window and falling to their unalivement because they were put in a situation to where being unalive was the only two options that they had. Thank you for that heart, me bestie. Adrian says, I was driving to work and heard it on the radio and thought it was a joke. It was surreal. It was very surreal. You know, I'm going to tell you, we were living in Jacksonville, Florida. I had just gotten my oldest daughter on the school bus and she was going to school. It was my mother, God rest her soul, one of my good friend Beasley, and I sitting in my living room. And this is, we saw it happen. Now, when we first saw it, we just figured it was a bad accident. Like it was maybe something done with the air traffic controller or something. And maybe they had it mixed up and they couldn't get the radar right and a plane accidentally did this. But then the second one happened. Jenny says, I was homesick and watched the whole terrible situation. That it was. My wife says, I worked at Holiday Inn as a housekeeper and seen it when cleaning a room. You see, everybody can remember this tragic time right here. They can remember where they were. And once we saw that second plane go into that building, we knew something wasn't right. And then it came to, it's like our country took a collective gasp. Like, because it was at that moment that everything became a reality. That we were being invaded. We were under attack. I think that said Angel. Angel, thank you for the heartbeat. I think that said Angel. Yes. I appreciate that. And let's give it up to Angel. She got that number 3 gifter badge, so you know what that means. That means she been putting in that work. Thank you, Angel. Hey, Angel also reached fan level 8 in the fan club. Thank you so much, Angel, for giving us your support. Jenny says, but it brought us closer and united us together. Stay there, bestie. Stay there. Stay right there, bestie. You see, it was at that moment that we were under the realization that we were under attack. Thank you for that heart, me, babe. I love you. And so you had for a moment we got to actually feel what I'd imagine these people overseas, Israel, Gaza, and there's just all these places right now, Ukraine, Poland the other day. This is their lives. This is what happens every day. Imagine the instant fear that you had. Go back and identify with that instant fear you had once you found out we were under attack 24 years ago today. I'm gonna tell you what I did. Thank you, Bestie, for the I love you so much. The Go Populars, and you're awesome because you are all of those things. Thank you, Bestie. I'm gonna tell you what I did. I was afraid. I didn't know what to do. So the first thing I did was call the school and ask them, what do I come get my baby? Is she safe? I love you, Kirsten. Is she safe? Where do we go from here? We didn't know. And listen, that was one day for us. Imagine what those people in Israel and Ukraine, and imagine what they have or how they feel having to live like that every waking and sleeping moment of their lives. But like Bestie said a few minutes ago, the beauty of all of this, and no, this is not beauty right here, what's on the background. That's not the beauty of it. That's the heartbreaking, the pain, the anguish part of it. But the beauty that came out of it, to her point, is it brought our country together. We were unified. We didn't see black. We didn't see white. We didn't see deal. We didn't see repub. We didn't see anything like that. We saw fellow Americans. We saw fellow Americans, people. You would be hard pressed on your drive or while you were out and about. You would have, at that time, you would have been hard pressed to pass a house that did not have the American flag flying out front of it. We was united. We were united. And about a week later, we found out that everybody went right back to what they were doing prior to this. Yesterday, the events that happened yesterday was another in a long string of events, but yesterday is the latest event that showed us, hold on one second, people, I'm getting ahead of myself. Just hold on for a second. There we go. There we go. Yesterday's events let us know and gave us a constant reminder of just how far from September 11, 2001, prior to that incident happened, that's where we went back to. Now, I'm going to do my best to convey a message to everybody, regardless of the political party that you identify with or agree with. I'm going to do my very best to mend a broken, severed dialogue. And I want to start off with this particular thing right here. Hold on, let me get this turned down. Okay, this particular thing right here. This young man right here. I'm speaking to red hatters. I'm speaking to the people on the opposite side of the aisle. I'm speaking to the ops. This man right here, Too Sweet says me, watching the same people whose rights were negatively impacted by the hate he and his like spew. I got Too Sweet. I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, baby. I'm about to cover that too. May he rest in preference. Get it. I get it. Trap Rich. What's up, brother? Says preach. Grand rising to you, brother. Rochelle once says 100. I think that says Alla Baby says Charlie Kirk caused his own demise. God was watching. You know, there's a lot of people that's not going to like that comment that you made, Alla Baby. But the thing about it is I'm not of those people. You see, here's what I'm going to say, though. It's me says, wow, ignorance, and I'm assuming you meant at its finest, not and its finest, but I tell you what, stick around, it's me, you the main one I'm talking to for the day. I'm going to try to bridge this broken dialogue that we have, such as it's me is just graciously showed us that we have. So here's the thing. This young man lost his life yesterday. Rochelle said, in fact, they will all meet their own demise. Who taught you to hate yourself said he manifested his destiny, thoughts, and chairs. Again, people not going to like that comment. I'm not one of those people. I like that comment. In fact, this is what we're trying to put, because I know it sounded wrong. So here's what we're trying to do. We did not want, I'm talking to the Red Hatters now, us across the aisle from you all, did not want this man to lose his life. We did not ask, we did not want, we do not preach, we do not try to exercise this type of violence. Regardless, if you are the opposite of our political party, we don't condone this. We do not condone this. So him being unalive yesterday, I want to let you all know in words, we do not celebrate this. This is not a Pyrrhic victory for us. And the fact that you all are keeping score in this manner speaks volumes about the side you represent, the side you support, and the one that you are supporting. So I'm here to tell you right now, we don't condone this. We're not happy. And our thoughts and prayers go out to his wife and his kids. Now, with that being said, though, I'd be remiss if I didn't cover both sides of the coin on this now. So allow me to get myself set up. And I'm going to share something with you all. And you may not be able to see it. Right. Okay. So you can't read it all. But this is the same man who was unalive yesterday and that we just had the picture of a few seconds ago. Here's one of his comments that he made. This is nobody else spoke this for him. He said it himself. It's out of his mouth. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some pew pew deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. You see, people, words have power. So in the grand scheme of things, let me put that in terms where it's blunt and everybody can understand it. Basically, what he's saying, it's okay for people to lose a couple people to lose their lives and be a sacrifice for our Second Amendment rights. And when he said this, you all, and I say you all, I'm talking about red hatters, I'm talking about Trump publicans, I'm talking about Trump turdians, I'm talking about MAGA minions. You all cheered. You all saw nothing wrong with what he said when he made this comment. But now all of a sudden, those same lives that he said would be okay to be sacrificed in hopes of upholding the Second Amendment rights, when one of those lives happened to be his very own, now you all have chosen to call CW on your own citizens of the country that we all live in. You are going against your own. Now y'all are all in an uproar. Y'all are all mad now. Just a quick recap, because some of you listen too slow. You were okay. He was a great man when he was making comments saying it was okay. They could afford a couple of lives being sacrificed and lost for the sake of the Second Amendment right. It's okay. Y'all were cool with that. But when his life became one of those couple of lives that was okay to be sacrificed for the Second Amendment right, now you're in an uproar. Now you're mad. Now you're upset. Now you want to have a civil war with your own fellow Americans. Oh, we ain't done yet, people. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. And I know you can't read all of that neither because of the way it's set up. So we're going to go through a couple of more statements that this young man made. And keep in mind, because we did just say, and we hold firm on what we saying, we didn't wish that he lost his life. We don't wish unalignment on anyone. But the problem that you are failing to realize is that there's powers in words. The problems that you are failing to realize is this man manifested his own demise. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Because you see, the comment he made right here, things to remember about Charlie Kirk. He said it was a huge mistake to pass the Civil Rights Act in 1964. He blamed Jewish money for ruining American culture. Let's just start with that. Let's just start with the Civil Rights Act. He said it was a huge mistake. Now, I've had people on my other platform try to come at me and say, well, he was saying that if it was a bad thing because they were making, BLKs were making more money and more financially stable before the Civil Rights Act. Y'all must think I'm stuck on stupid and sliding on dumb. Because here's the thing about that Civil Rights Act. Prior to the Civil Rights Act, yeah, there was BLK communities flourishing financially, spiritually, all of the above. Yeah, just to name a few. Black Wall Street, Rosewood. I'll even bring it a little closer to home. Oscarville. These were all BLK communities that had their own businesses, own banks, own schools, own hospitals, and flourishing well. But what people came and destroyed all of those things? Towns that was thriving, such as these that we named, and there were more, I'm sure, but thriving like the cities that the towns that we just named. Who came? Somebody said Lake Lanier. That's what I'm talking about. They know that history. They know exactly what we're talking about. What happened? Who came in and destroyed these towns of BLK people that was flourishing, that had their own, that was financially able to do whatever they wanted to do, that was minding their own business? Who came along and destroyed these towns, people? So when this happens, when people come in and destroy these particular types of towns and people that was flourishing, BLK town that was flourishing and minding their own business, That's how you get led to the Civil Rights Act, because said people of those communities wanted equal rights back. So don't come at me with that lame excuse. That's what he was saying. No, he wasn't. You a lie and the truth ain't in you. Let's carry on. He blamed Jewish money for ruining American culture. I guess that could be debated. But before I even got to the Jewish, I'm going to go with the Europeans. And I think history can document that for me. He said GAY people are destructive and endorsed having them put to unalivement. And you all sit up here and say he's a great man, he's a great guy, and you expect us to feel sorry for a man who was spewing this rhetoric. This ain't on here, but I'll share it with you anyway. He's also the same guy who said the empathy was weak or was an emotion. It didn't care for it. But yet you all sit here and want to call a civil war against your fellow Americans because we fail to show empathy for a person who stated that empathy was just an emotion that needed to be getting rid of. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, hold on. This happened right here. And I posted about it on one of my platforms. And I had a person who I called him my brother. I looked at him as a brother. But he told me, I know that we both support different political parties, but no one deserves to be unalive. That's just wrong. And he's right. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But just hold on. But hold on, because I want to go through some things right quick. And I just got a couple of questions for you. You red hatters, Trump publicans, Trump turdians, mango mindless, MAGA minions. I got some questions for you because you see now that this young man above me was unalive yesterday and you all are saying there's no place for it, right? There's no cause for it, regardless of what political party that you represent. Well, let me ask y'all a quick question. You might not be able to get all the whole picture in because of the way it's set up. So I'm going to tell you who it is. This is Nancy Pelosi and her husband. Someone broke into their house and assaulted this man with a hammer. This guy. Did y'all ever once say when this happened that regardless of what political party someone supports, that this shouldn't happen? No, y'all didn't do that, did you? Y'all didn't have that same smoke that you got for the man who got unalive yesterday. Y'all didn't bring the same energy when this happened, right? Somebody said his lover. I'm glad to know that you was in their bedroom. That's great. And even if it was, did he deserve to be bludgeoned with a hammer? You see? I'm going to walk y'all through something too real quick before I move on to my next one because we're not done. We're not done. When that young man was unalive yesterday and they did not even have a suspect, your dirty diaper, Donnie, your cheddar colored coat leader, Cheeto Leany, had already said it was the Dems. The fake news that y'all always holler about, which is Fox News, had already reported that it was the Dems that unalived that young man yesterday, Charlie Kirks. All the while, guess what? The person that did it hadn't even been caught yet. So how do you know what he is? But you see, what political party that the person that him is affiliated with, but you all jumped right on it. You all jumped right on the lies that Kankelman told y'all. And the first thing he said, it was the Dems. Fox News reports, it was the Dems that did this. And y'all didn't even have the person that done it in custody to know if he was a Dem or a Republican. You didn't know. And then get this, the two people that they did detain were released. You know why? Because they didn't do it. But you know what that means? They don't know who did it. But yet and still, y'all heard that, you ran with it, you hop on social media, and you're like, we're calling civil war. We're gonna go against y'all. Y'all done messed up. You got blood on your hands now. We're just gonna go and we're gonna cut. Man, shut up, man. Don't nobody care about all of that. You sit here and you listen to a dude who has zero political knowledge. He don't have a clue on how to run a country. Hell, he didn't have a clue on how to run companies. So he don't have a clue on how to run a country. And you all buy everything he says. Make no sense. You all are pathetic. Some good people have passed away that deserve to have y'all breath and still be here. Spewing hate. Why don't you just take a moment and stop and think? Stop being racist. Stop jumping on a bandwagon and do your own research. And by the way, we ain't forgetting about the files. We ain't forgetting about the list. And I'm not so sure your cheddar color coat leader isn't behind this to try to create a distraction for us, to get our minds off that E-list or E-files or whatever you want to call them. I'm not so sure that he's not. But I'm going to tell you this. We're going to go through some more events that you all didn't have any type of smoke like you have since yesterday. You didn't have the same energy. Let's move this along. Let's bring up these people right here. This married couple. You see, she was a Minnesota senator or lawmaker or something. In any event, she was an elected official in Minnesota. And someone came and unalived them the same way that young man was unalived yesterday. But it came into their home and unalived them. This guy right here, he did it. Did y'all ever once say when this happened that regardless of what political party you're affiliated with, there's no place for this. This is too much. We're calling it civil war. We're calling it a civil war. Did you ever have that same type of energy when the things that happened to the man yesterday happened to these people? No, you didn't. And you know why you didn't? Simply because they were Dems. You see, we don't deal with selective sympathy over here. We call it out across the board. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. It doesn't have a race to it. It doesn't have a political affiliation to it. But it does have morals and character to it. Oh, y'all don't see me though. Y'all don't see me though. Y'all don't see me though. Let's keep it moving. Like U-Haul. You ready to call a civil war against your fellow American because that young man was unalive yesterday. But you're not ready to call for a civil war about babies like this being unalived at school. And wait. That's the person that unalived them. Have y'all noticed red hatters, Trump turdians, Trump publicans, mindless mango MAGA minions? Have y'all noticed a trend here? They're not immigrants that did it. Have you noticed that? But that's for a whole nother time. That's for a whole nother time. My question to you all is, somebody said a trans shooter. Well, I'm glad you was in his pants. That makes me question what you are. Okay, but here we go, or what you like. Here we go. Anyways, not studying y'all today. This is what I'm pointing out. Did you have the same energy? And it's a yes or no question. Did you have the same energy that you had yesterday when that young man was unalive? Did you have the same energy when these other accounts happened with like Nancy Pelosi's husband, the senator in Minnesota, or the two kids that was unalived while they was at school praying? Did y'all have that same energy? Hell, what about yesterday? What about that school yesterday? Y'all didn't even mention that because you were so caught up on a person that pushed your negative agenda. That's what you was in an uproar about. Not those kids that was not the kids that was at the school yesterday. And yeah, the person that did that, he unalived himself. But still, are y'all in an uproar about that? Have y'all put forward any energy to say, hey, we probably need to do something about these going on in schools? We need to implement something that consists of stricter firearm policies. Thank you for that heart, me, Rochelle. Thank you, Bessie. Did y'all do any of that? No. So when you come and you say, well, the Dems spew hate, the Dems spew division, you're a lie. You and 4 other motherfuckers that look like you are a lie. And pardon my language, baby. I know, but I'm saying. You're a lie. I like that. Thank you for the give me the heat. I appreciate that. And thank you for the bat boy Tater. Thank you so much, Bessie. Thank you for the cocktail. Hey, I need one right about now. Thank you for that. You all are a lie. I need you to go in the mirror. I need you to look at yourself, and I need you to tell yourself, hey, guess what? I'm not being honest with myself. I'm not who I say I am. Because if you are really worried about somebody spewing division and hate, you would know it's exactly the people that you are supporting. It's exactly the people that you cherish. It's exactly that cult leader that you all cherish that's doing it. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I said this, and I'm going to say it again. We ain't going to forget about the files. Okay. We're not going to forget about the files. But let's move on, because we got some more here that y'all seemingly just, I don't know, conveniently forgot about. Let's go to this. What about this? What about this? Did y'all have the same energy that you had yesterday when that young man got unalived? Did y'all have the same energy when this happened? Because, I mean, you like to say y'all are patriots and stuff. Because, I mean, let's be honest. You say you're patriots and you love the country, but in all actuality, you all are not patriots. You all are not patriots. You're not real patriots. You wouldn't even be a patriot if you was in New England on a professional football team playing in the uniforms that the Patriots wear. You still wouldn't be a patriot. Did you have the same energy when this happened? Y'all like to say that y'all back the blue. And my response to that, well, if you back the blue, why y'all didn't have blues back on this day? Why wasn't the National Guard called in on this day? What? Huh? What you say? Y'all, red hatters. You said you can't see the picture? Okay. What about this one? Remember that? You said you backed the blue. I don't see y'all nowhere having the blues back in this picture. But I can count red hats on this other side going against the blue that y'all allegedly back. Seems to me, if you ask me, the only time y'all really back the blue is when the blue is beating down the BLKs or the other minorities. Am I right or am I wrong? No, we were having some political church today. We about to take it to hashtag I'm gonna say it. I'm tired of this. These people went to our nation's capital with nothing but violence, hostile intentions, and heinous actions on their minds. And you all said nothing about it. They went there to LYNCH Mike Pence. They went there for the life of Nancy Pelosi. Did you have the same energy on this day when this happened that you had yesterday when that young man who spoke vile things was unalive? Did you all call for civil war against your fellow American when this happened? No goes there. I got your answer. No goes there. But they went there and they did that for the same person. Hold on, I'm tripping. Hold on one second. The same person that you all like to support. The one that said, I'll be there with you. And he didn't come. He didn't come down there. And y'all still fall for this shit stains rhetoric. Lord, please forgive me for my words. You all still follow this man's every lie. Somebody said the riot was planned by the left and the others. Can we please pray collectively for that person who has a head on his shoulders, but there's nothing inside there? This guy's still pushing the same rhetoric. He's pushing the same. Sparky plug. I like that. Thank you for the hand heart, love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You still follow that man's rhetoric so much that you even allowed him to make you believe that a whole, hold on, let me think of how I could say it. Some TikTok monkey in their feelings, because they're probably red hatters too. Let me see how I want to say this. Competition. You allow him to lie to you and say that a competition was rigged. And you went to our nation's capital and did all of this. Now, here's the thing, though. Yeah. Adrian said it's like wearing glasses and still can't see. Exactly. Sparky plug, I love that comment. Thank you. She says, realest host on TikTok, 100, 100, 100. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, love. I appreciate the fact that you can understand that this is just truth, and that's just all it is. Where we have other people like Jack on here who seems to just cannot stop gargling the cheddar color cult leader's ball sack on his tonsils. But here's what I'm going to give you, Jack. I'm going to give you facts. I don't have concepts, brother. I don't have time for it. I'm going to give you facts. And so I'm going to keep hitting you with it. Yeah, somebody, who was that? Zay said, Trump the GOAT. You right. You are so right. I agree with you, Zay. He is the GOAT. Grossest of all time. You are right. Rochelle, thank you for the applause. I appreciate that, bestie. Thank you. Let's give it up to Rochelle, because she just got that #2 gifter badge. You know what that means? She been putting in that work. Thank you. George says, Charlie spoke facts too. Well, guess what, George? If he did, if he did, here's the thing, George. You can't play both sides of the fence. You see, in the Bible, you either for God or you against God. You either go preach and spread what God's word is, or you're not. You don't get to straddle the fence, George. And I know this may come as a surprise to you, but the cheddar color cult leader is not God, not even with a lowercase g. So put that in your pipe and smoke. All right? So let's carry on. Let's carry on. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find, no, I don't want that picture. I'm trying to end the show. Hold on. Let me find this video. Here it is. No, it's over here. So for those who claim that it was a dim who unalived this young man yesterday, we're going to close today's show with a news press release or a briefing that the police out in Utah held earlier this morning. And thank you to my wife for sending me this before I went on. But before we get to that, I have a question for you all red hatters on here, your Trump publicans, your Trump turdians, your mindless mango maga minions. I got a question for y'all that I was asked, somebody stated today, and I'm going to ask you all. So, by this happening to this young man in Utah yesterday, is your cheddar color cult leader going to send the National Guard and the military to Utah to curb the crime up there? Is that going to happen too? Because, you know, it is a red state. You think he's going to do that? Because, I mean, you know, if it's so, if crime is what we're trying, what you all are trying to clear out the country, which is fine. We're all for that. Just make sure you do it properly, which you hadn't been doing. It's a thing called due process, and you are not following that. Your cult leader is not following that. So, but if that is indeed the case, Zay said, can't wait till he takes down Chicago. Man, I can't either. Zay, I can't wait for him to go to Chicago because, baby, it's going to be different. It might work in Kankakee, It might work in Waukegan, but not in Cook County. I can't wait. And say, you come on back when y'all go into Chirac and find out that it ain't a game that you think it is. You come on back to hashtag I'm gonna say. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna follow you after the show so I can make sure that you know you have a permanent invite back to hashtag I'm gonna say it. Because when they go into Chirac, when they touch the west side, when they touch the south side, when they go into the wild 100s, let me tell y'all something, man, that y'all fail to realize. Zay, pay attention. Do you realize in Chicago, the youth up there, they don't ever say, when I grow up, I want to be a doctor. When I grow up, I want to be a teacher. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. They don't ever say when I grow up. They say if I grow up. You see, they're already brought into a culture to where they understand that making it to the age of 21 is a huge accomplishment. Let me tell you what you're walking into, Zay. When you go into Chicago, you're walking into a city that when they have 70 unalivings over the weekend, they consider that a good weekend. Let me tell you what you're walking into, Zay. You are walking into a place where GANG has made a covenant to continuously be at WAR with each other. All because of a different neighborhood they live in. All because of a different color that they wear. They have made a lifelong pact to carry that WAR out. And here's the thing, brother. Even with that, they have stated that they will unite and come together and fight against any military things that Cheeto bring up there. So be prepared. Be prepared. But, all right, that's enough time on you, Zay. Got to keep it moving. So I'm going to close out the show with the press conference that took place earlier this morning. And I want you to listen to what the police officer said. You know, the same blue that y'all back, allegedly? Yeah. Pay attention to what he's saying. Because when you hear what he's saying, there's no way that you could know that the person that this young man in the picture was a Democrat. All right, now here's what I need you to do. If you can afford it, I need you to go and get, because you know, the guy that y'all worship, the cheddar color coat leader, and his tariffs, it's caused everything to go up in prices and inflation. So I don't know if you can afford Q-tips or if you have them around, but if you do, go and get your Q-tip, and I need you to clean your ears out, and I need you to listen. This is a blue, remember, the people that y'all allegedly back, this is a blue member, you know, a police officer in a red state. Okay, that's your state. Listen to what he's saying. And after this, we'll close the show.
Investigation into Charlie Kirk's death.
Special report. I'm Tony DeCopel in New York. We are coming on your air because we are about to get an update on something many people are paying attention to. The investigation into the murder, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, that highly influential conservative activist who was gunned down yesterday while he was at an event, holding an event at Utah Valley University. Thousands in attendance. Now, as far as we know,
Later, George.
The person who shot him is still at large, but we are hoping to learn more right now. It is about 7:14 a.m. in Utah, very early for a press conference. This could be substantial, so let's listen in.
Participating in a student-sponsored event with Turning Point USA. Charlie was shot at that event. He was transported to a local hospital where he later passed. Last night, his The body was moved to the state office of the medical examiner. We will continue to facilitate movements to get him home today and with his family. Yesterday, during the investigative process, we located a couple of persons of interest. We interviewed those individuals, and after releasing them and after clearing them of being suspects, they face scrutiny. They face threats. We asked the public to be patient with the investigative process. These individuals were not suspects. They were people of interest. We ask that you do not impose into those.
Now here lies. This proves our point right there. Y'all red hatters already causing trouble, trying to go to violence, threatening people, doing all that mess, but you want to sit on here and expect somebody to feel some sympathy for one of your own who push the same rhetoric that you all are pushing now against these people who have been found innocent. We'll carry on.
Into those people and that investigative process. They don't deserve that harassment for being subject to that. I'd like to thank all the investigators that are involved in this. They have worked around the clock. All day yesterday, through the night last night, investigators from the State Bureau of Investigations, from county, from city agencies, the university, our federal partners with the FBI, the ATF, and many others. Those are just a few of the people that we have involved in this. I'd like to thank all of them for their strong work. Through all that work last night, we were able to make a few breakthroughs. We were able to.
Can't sleep because of your credit card debt? If you're drowning.
That's a commercial. Hold on. I'm reading. I'm going back up and reading. Cause Zay, bro, I'm letting you know right now, bro. If I catch one of these comments and you said something sideways to my wife, you ain't got to worry about Cheeto-Lini. You ain't got to worry about this man in this picture. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You're gonna have to worry about me. That ain't no threat, man. That ain't no threat at all. I'm letting you know.
Starting at 11:52 a.m., this subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify
I agree with you.
this individual.
I think it says
if we are
Eli,
unsuccessful,
really
we will reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we are confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately. Last night, I communicated with Erica. The family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through. The heinous event that happened yesterday is not Utah. This is not what we're known for. Over the past several weeks, we've seen this state come together to help families in mourning, come together as a community to show what Utah is known for a state of character, of service, of camaraderie, of a neighboring feel. We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency, the outpouring of support.
Hey, Rue, you said your comment was, no, that comment goes to the ones that didn't believe in him. And then somebody said that he didn't deserve to be unalive. And again, I have to ask you all, did you have that same energy when the Minnesota senator was and her husband was unalive? If you didn't have that same energy, if you didn't come with that same smoke, do me a favor, shut up. You don't get to come on and only have selective sympathy for people who support Red Hatters. If you don't support everybody, then you don't have a right to say anything. It's not equal, guy, unless like I said, unless you have the same energy towards those others that suffered the same thing this man suffered. But you don't. You don't, because they don't stand for the same thing you stand for. They don't support the same rhetoric that you support. So therefore, you don't have a right to say anything. And we still don't have sympathy like you want us to, not sympathy, empathy, like you all want us to have. This man said empathy is just an emotion and it needs to go away, or it's wrong for how, whatever he said about empathy. So, but yet you want people to have it for him. Find somebody else to play with. Y'all are a disgrace. Y'all are a disgrace.
Support from the law enforcement community has been astounding. We are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual. Having walked through the crime scene, through the hallways of this school, through the classrooms, I can't imagine what the people on scene felt as well. A horrific
And
event
so do we,
where some
and
of
we
them
will
barricaded
speak.
in classrooms, some of them ran in fear. Can't overstate the tragedy and the horrific event that yesterday was, and how we will work to bring to justice the actions of one individual or any other individuals that assisted in that.
I agree with you.
Our state has gone through a lot,
Ellie Mae.
and
Yes.
we will come out successful.
On both sides.
With that, I'll turn the time over to...
Selling your car to Carvana is easier.
Yeah, these commercials, man. Those babies are precious.
Good morning. My name is Robert Bowles, and I am the special agent in charge of the Salt Lake field office. Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination
Facts, Rochelle.
with our law enforcement partners. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it. This morning,
Hey, Hope, that's all. Really all I want to play right. That's the part I wanted to get to. Did you hear him say, we are trying to find the person that committed this heinous crime? So what does that tell you, people? That they don't what? Know who did it, right? So how does a person they don't know how can Fox or the cheddar color coat leader say it was the Dems that was the cause of this man unaliving yesterday if they don't know who did it? Because if you don't know who did it, you don't even know their political party that they align with. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? How do you figure that out? But y'all sat here and you jumped on it. You out here civil war, civil war. Y'all got blood on your hands for doing it. You blaming people they don't even know who did it. And might I add again that Utah is one of the reddest states we have in the United States. So even if you go based off that metric, chances are it's going to be a person that's of the red party. Do you think they don't know who did it because they might have been in on it? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. But you just heard them say that they don't know who did it. They have no clue. And yet and still, here you guys are, still biting the bait
Tired of the silence.
and regurgitating what Mr. Kankles told y'all. Do y'all think that if you think for yourself, if you actually do research yourself, that your brain will just explode out of your
Gonna
head?
break through
Is that what it is?
before too long.
Rue, you pretarded. I'm done talking to
Every
you,
single
man.
day, the same damn old game.
You gonna be the
Pointing all
ones that's gonna
fingers,
end up
nobody
like
takes
this
the
dude,
blame.
and you keep
This
pushing that
pressure's
narrative that you keep
building,
pushing
it's starting
and
to
believing what you
crack.
believe
Ain't
in.
no turning back
I don't
now,
wish
ain't
that
no
on you.
holding back.
But I'm trying to tell
about
you,
say it, yeah, I'm
play
about to
stupid
scream.
games,
Tired
you win
of
stupid
fake
prizes.
smiles, living in a dream.
Live by the sword,
Realize bleeding out in
unalive
the
by the
cold.
sword.
Gotta break the mold, gotta let it
So
unfold.
I'm not even dealing with you no more, man. But I am asking y'all that question. Do y'all think it's gonna be that hard if you actually go and do your own research and pay attention to things instead of just listening to I don't even know what to call them.
From the
Get on
halls
TV
of
and lie
power
very bigly,
to the gossip in the street,
you know?
the addiction.
Just like he said, just like they try to, that was a poor setup.
The cracks in the foundation.
That's a poor setup.
The violence
And I do mean setup, because it wasn't real.
behind the closed doors.
And I'll give your cheddar color coat leader
Every single day,
a little bit of advice. If you go to the trick shop and you get the chicken blood patch, when you pop it, the blood will actually go in a better pattern than whatever he used that day. But go ahead, believe in it, because that's what you're gonna do. That's okay. Just maybe one day you'll learn to use your brain. Anyways, check it out. Let's give it up to my moderators. Great job, great job. Give it up to my gifters and uplifters. Thank you so much. And last but not least, thank you all for being here. Keep in mind, if you missed any past episodes of hashtag I'm Gonna Say It, you can go over to my channel over on YouTube and subscribe to G Smooth 404. Click the folder that says hashtag I'm Gonna Say It and watch episodes over there. Now, also remember, we're also streaming live on Rumble, YouTube, as well as Facebook. However, on Facebook, you have to go to my fan page in order to see it, okay? That's where you'll find it at over there, right? You're trying to say the firefighter was... what I'm trying to say is when you're a part of a certain group, you're perfectly okay with sacrifice. I think you should learn that from yesterday. But you can go and find it over there. Thank you all for joining us. I pray discernment. I pray safety over all of you. Oh, yeah, also on Substack. I forgot. Thank you. G Smooth 44 over on Rumble and Substack. Thank you. I forgot about that, bestie. Thank you. Thank y'all for joining me. I pray for peace, discernment, and safety over you and your loved ones. Even the ones that's opposing us. I pray that one day you all have the wherewithal to get it. But I just hope that you all get it before it's too late. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. I pray for you all as well, though. That's for sure. All right? Remember, you could be anything in this world. Be somebody. I love you all to life. And this has been your self-proclaimed favorite news reporter signing off from the newsroom.